There's a part of being a solo boss mom business owner that nobody ever talks about. And it's not the work, it's what you carry while you're doing it. When you're the CEO of a company or you own a business and it is successful, people see the business. They see what you're doing. They see what you've done. They see what you've built. What they don't see is the sleepless nights, the constant planning, the pressure, the responsibility. What they don't see is that you have to be a multitasker on any given day, in any given hour. You are pulled in a million different directions. People don't see this, they don't understand it, they really don't acknowledge it. And we're not going to be concerned about whether we get acknowledgement from any of that, but it's important to say what it is. It's important to be honest about the ways in which our lives as single moms, solo moms who also run businesses, own businesses, the reality of the pressure of our lives. The truth is, people don't understand. They see the byproduct of your success, they see the fruits of your labor. And maybe they think that it came easy for you. I have run into this so many times. In fact, when my kids were younger, I had people say to me, so I have 4 kids and one with special needs. And people would say to me all the time, how do you do it? How are you doing this? How are you doing it all? And every time they said that, honestly, it produced anxiety. I would have like a mini panic attack because I would be thinking to myself, what is my option? What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to curl up in a ball on the floor and sink into the carpet fiber? What are my options? I've got 4 kids. I've got a child with autism. I cannot collapse right now. I mean, we can have mini episodes where we fall apart in process, and we'll get to that. That's okay. That's viable. What we really need is a support structure. We need a system. We need a tribe. We need a group of us who understand what this is like, who understand the real pressures, and who understands what comes with being the sole provider in a household where we are managing the lives of many, right? There's you have to manage your life, and then you have to manage the life of your kids. We have to provide, we have to keep the roof over their heads, we have to provide for their education, we have to be the mother, we have to be an emotional support mechanism, and take care of the household, mow the lawn, well, or have someone else do it and pay them to do it. But there's so much. There's just so much that most people don't consider. You're truly 1 in a million if you're doing this. You are 1 in a million. If you're thinking of doing this, you're joining an elite group that is 1 in a million. But we need some extra support. We need an infrastructure where we have systems in place that actually fit our lives, not other people's lives, not other people's situations or circumstances, our lives specifically. You know what a lot of people don't realize or understand is with the pressures that we carry, we're doing it because we know there's a reward at the end, right? We know there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You launch a business and you start a business so that you can see and realize and live the fruits of your labors, so that you can make the money, so that you can realize the success, okay? That's the whole point here. There are rewards in it. But there's also a kind of loneliness that comes with this when you're the one holding everything together, right? Who's holding you? Who's holding you together? Who comes up and gives you a break when you need to go in the bathroom for 15 minutes and cry? Or go to the car so your kids don't hear you and say, I'm going to be working in the garage for a few minutes. I'll be, right? I've done it. It's okay to do that. We need the space to do that. But I think the reality is most people don't understand the pressure that comes with this. And it can be lonely, right? When you're the one holding everything together and you're holding things together for your kid, your household, your family, yourself, and your business. In your business, you're the one making all the decisions or most of the decisions. In your household, if you are a solo parent, you're the one making most of the decisions. And especially in cases where the other parent is not in the picture. If you've got a cohesive co-parenting scenario, God bless you, that's amazing. Many, many women don't. And so they're also the ones making the decisions for their household and their children. And it is a lot. You're the support system and the one who also needs support. And by the way, if you're listening to this and thinking, yeah, that's where I'm at, this resonates with me, you're exactly who I created this for. So from the outside, when people, look in, they may see that your business is going well. Listen, my business is successful. We've got going on 5 physical locations now, and the business is successful. It has offered my children and I the lifestyle that I wanted to provide for them, the freedom. And the freedom is the most important thing. The flexibility to create my own schedule, the flexibility to call meetings when I need meetings to take place, or to do the work when maybe I'm not going to start working until 7 p.m. at night because I've got a whole day full of other things that may include something going on with my kids. To have the freedom and the flexibility to do that is it. That is the goal, freedom. And the flexibility when you have your own business and run it affords that type of real freedom. From the outside, people look and they think, wow, you're so lucky. I wish I had $1,000 bill for every time I heard somebody say, oh, you're so lucky. You're so lucky you get to do this. You're so lucky you get to do that. And I just think, interesting. So they don't see that you're tired. They don't see what it took to build what you've got. They don't see how stretched you are. They don't realize that you're carrying more than most people could even dream of or imagine, and that there is no real off switch. There's no real off switch. And by the way, no luck involved. I will say, as a woman of faith, I am incredibly grateful for the opportunities and the open doors and the way that things, evolved and fell together. And I really am grateful and appreciative for that. And it was in the refining by fire. It was in doing everything wrong in the very beginning of our business. Literally, like not knowing how to do certain things and put certain systems into place. And if I would have known now what I knew then, I would have saved myself countless hours and days and weeks and months, even years of stress that was undue just because we didn't understand systems. I do understand systems now, and that's why I help other women create systems that work for their specific business, their specific situation, their specific life. I work with a lot of families with children with autism because I have a son with autism. And so there's that element too. Every situation, every life, every business is so unique. It deserves and requires a very specific game plan and blueprint, and also mindset. That's a huge part of it as well. Here's a truth too. I just want to let us off the hook a little bit. You can be strong and you can be capable and you can be building something incredibly successful and amazing. And it is still okay to wish that you didn't have to do it all alone. That's okay. It's natural and it's human and it's absolutely reasonable. So that's kind of why I had this idea to build a space like Solo Boss Mom, so that those of us who really are building and who've got a lot to carry can have a space where we don't feel alone, where we can share and bounce ideas off of each other, get some emotional encouragement and support, troubleshoot, brainstorm, mastermind together. Really, that's what it's all about. It's not just strategy, it's really understanding how unique we are in these situations and offering actual real support. There's a space to vent. There's always a space to, process. We as women, it's how we best work through problems. We talk about them, and that's how we process. I'm not trying to do sweeping generalizations, but that seems to be really typical for women, is to then need to want to process and verbalize and vent, right? There's space for that. However, that space has got to be limited. We've got to process, get it all out, cry in your pillow, do the things, and then, baby, we got to shift into problem-solving mode. We've got to be quick about understanding what are the next 3 action steps I can take right here, right now, that are going to move the needle here, that are going to help solve this problem, that are going to fix this, and or sometimes most importantly, prevent this problem from happening in the future. If you're a solo mom building something bigger and you felt like this and you feel like you're carrying everything and no one really sees it, this is exactly why I created Solo Boss Mom. It's a space where you don't have to do this alone. Come join me inside and maybe tell me in the comments, have you ever felt like you're the go-to person? Everybody comes to you to solve problems, and yet where do you go? You don't have anywhere to go to bounce these types of things off of somebody else. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to support you in any way I can and encourage you. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you on the next video.